Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Limis. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The deadline to sign a budget bill into law is getting more near. Also tonight, a tragic drowning happened over the weekend. And the Veterans Office has a new staff on board. In sports, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Just ask the Nationals. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
You are everything that matters to me, and I promise to do whatever it takes to keep you healthy, to be comfortable, and to be free. I love you. As long as we're together, I'll always make sure that home will always be our best place to breathe.
COVID-19 vaccine ngayon.
I got my COVID-19 shot. How about you?
我们已接种新冠疫苗，你呢？
I did it for you, for the safety of the community and the public.
I did it for my family. I did it for my friends.
Just do it. Let's do it together.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, September 22, 2021. Lawmakers up on Capitol Hill have 8 days to submit a budget bill to the governor in order to avert a government shutdown. The Sinamay Senate held an emergency session on Tuesday with only one item on the agenda, which was the budget bill drafted by the Bicameral Conference Committee. 8 members voted for its passage while 1 was absent. The budget bill was adopted, and now the House of Representatives will take their turn to vote on the amended bill. House Ways and Means Chairman Donald Magnolia says during the conference meeting, there were 4 main provisions both sides wanted to iron out.
One of it being the CHCC, the $2.6 million that was reallocated from the House's version. We were able to restore about $1.08 million back into CHCC. And so that's something that the committee had worked on to come to a compromise and try to meet closer to the middle between what was taken out and what we can put back into CHCC.
Another provision that the committee compromised on was the salary adjustment for certain government employees.
We all know that there is a section in the ARPA that allows equitable adjustments to certain government employees, and so the language that the Senate had added in the provisions, we agreed to take that out, and what that would mean essentially is only those who are allowed by law to receive any additional pay, premium pay, supplemental pay, would be allowed to receive these additional payments.
Other amendments discussed in the conference meeting included taking out a legislative task.
We also returned the $100,000 that we had allocated to the Legislative Bureau to do a forensic study on all the funds, the federal funds received since the start of Super Typhoon U2. And so the Senate wanted a more defined scope, and from further review and research, it seemed like this would probably cost closer to $500,000 to conduct a full review. And so in the meantime, we reallocated that $100,000 that was reserved for the forensic study back to CHCC.
Maglonia states he is hopeful that the governor is currently reviewing the adopted budget bill that the House is expected to pass on Thursday's House session. Police are investigating a tragic drowning incident involving a 5-year-old child. According to the Department of Public Safety, officers received a call regarding a drowning incident at the Stay Hill Resort in Papagu on Saturday afternoon. As police arrived at the scene, a resort staff was already administering CPR to a 5-year-old child. Medics arrived and transported the victim to CHCC for further care. The next day, the victim was pronounced dead by Dr. Pina Julio. Police reports that the child was seen at the bottom of the pool before being pulled out by a family member. Once the victim was pulled out, CPR was administered and the family called police. DPS reminds the public to assign a family member to supervise children, especially near a body of water. Life jackets are also encouraged for inexperienced swimmers. A local man faces a $50,000 bail amount for sexual abuse of a minor. Pedro Luis Damapon was arrested for the charges of sexual abuse of a minor in the second degree, indecent exposure, and disturbing the peace. The minor involved in the case told police officers that she was sexually abused by Damapon in the past, and the most recent one happened while she was sleeping. According to the victim, this incident took place while her mother and siblings were out at the store. The incident allegedly happened around the early days of September. The victim also mentioned that Damapon would ask her to mix him drinks and he would touch himself as she gave them to him. Police officers drafted an affidavit and complaint of probable cause, and an arrest warrant was served. Damapon appeared before court and was imposed a $50,000 bail amount. In addition to the staff of the CNMI Veterans Office Affairs makes the process of filing benefits much faster and easier. Willie Peterson has been engaged with the Department of Veteran Affairs for over 10 years now. He has a master's degree in public administration and has committed his career in helping veterans properly get the benefits they deserve and all other services available to them.
The veterans, they made a commitment. A lot of times younger in life, they raised their right hand, they swore a commitment to the government, and the government has a commitment to assist those veterans as we best can in their endeavors and goals post-military life. And that's why I'm here.
His last post was on Hawaii, and now he's been relocated to the CNMI. Peterson tells us more about the VA-related benefits and services.
So benefits related to a veteran's service in the military where he or she may have been injured while on active duty. Then what we do is we take the application, we process it, we get a decision, and then if the decision renders benefits, we assist the veteran with managing those monthly benefits. Sometimes veterans make a claim and that claim is not granted. There are still due process rights, which are called appeals. We can help with those also. Another important benefit we'd like to bring to the community's attention is that if a veteran is service-connected disabled, he or she, and that veteran passes due to that service-connected disability, there's a possible survivor's benefit called dependency indemnity compensation, and that's something that we can also help out with.
Peterson says there is a wide range of benefits, including compensation, education, pension, and health care. The VA also provides services to the families of veterans. Peterson's relocation to the CNMI is considered a huge help for the office, as the process to file, appeal, or avail of benefits and services was too long.
We normally wait for VSOs or representatives to come from Guam through the VBA regional office in Honolulu. So we were scheduled, reach out to veterans and families for an upcoming scheduled outreaches, they call it. They come down here and then they come in and meet with the veterans and so forth. And then they go. So they stay here for 2 days or so over a period of time, either twice or 3 times a year.
Peterson has already met with several veterans on island who share the same concern.
Just being able to have somebody local that they know is going to be here, not go back to Guam and only show up here once a month. Looking for continuity, looking for somebody that they know will have access to the information that they need and can consistently be accessed to facilitate whatever the requests are.
The office encourages all local veterans to visit or call should they have any concerns. Skateboarders skirmish with a man in Western Garapan and a skateboard becomes a weapon. Our Chris Nelson has more.
Police responded this week to a disturbance in Western Garapan near the Imperial Pacific Casino area. A group of skaters who call themselves the Rejects were in a skirmish with a man who stays near here. Boys say they have some history with him.
Any kid who passes by, you talk
He was like, oh, you're talking.
any little, we offered him food, water, many times.
So we got up with him, he came up to us.
So, did you guys have like a physical altercation with him?
He hit him with his board.
You hit him with your board?
Coming up to us, getting mad, chest up, because before, he already threatened us before. And we weren't sure if he had a knife or anything.
It was on self-defense, it was legal.
What did the police do? What did they say?
They banned us from skating here.
They banned you?
Yeah,
You said no skating?
Because we got harassed. And that's the result of skating.
For us to file a complaint, we said yes, we complied, we gave them our names.
Police have said the incident is under investigation.
Coming up, if you want to help beautify the island, stay tuned for more details.
Choose the right seat and reduce the risk of injury to your child. Infants need to be in the rear-facing car seats. Keep them here until they outgrow the seat. A forward-facing car seat has a harness. This will help limit your child's forward movement during a crash. As your child grows, you can move them into a booster seat, but make sure they are in the back seat. Before using a seatbelt, make sure the belt can fit your child properly. The lap belt must lie snugly across the upper thighs and the shoulder belt across the shoulder and chest. Keep your child in the back seat at least through age 12. It's the safest place.
Buckle up. Every trip, every time.
I got my COVID-19 vaccine. How about you?
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Governor's Council of Economic Advisors are taking small steps in restoring the island's beauty. It's been said before that the goal is to make the Sinamay a world-class destination. But before we get there, there is still a lot of work to be done. The Governor's Council of Economic Advisors has recently launched a project focused on beautifying the Median Islands. GSAID co-chairman Jerry Tan.
We're very excited to have launched the Adopt a Median campaign maybe about a week ago. And what we noticed driving around the island is especially all the major intersection and even a lot of curb that used to have the yellow paint. Most of them are now black. Number one, it's not really pleasing to our eyes when we're driving around the island.
The idea is to get sponsors, including businesses, to adopt medians near the major intersections and have them repainted. Tan says they are also looking into adding reflectors.
Personally, I almost hit the median myself, in the past. So it's for those two reasons that we think those should be painted yellow again, and also, again, for safety for our drivers.
The Adopt a Median project is for all 3 islands. The first project is expected to happen next week. In the last Pacific Games held in Apia, Samoa, there were 2 beach volleyball courts. Next summer in the mini games here in Saipan, there might be as many as 6. Let's head to the beach, and it could include teams from Australia and New Zealand.
Venues will be an important part of the upcoming mini games, and planning is going on now. Fiesta Beach, soon to be Crown Plaza Beach, will host most of the Pacific Mini Games beach volleyball competition. This week, board members, including Somya Kwan, Tice Mister, and Kathy Wingfield, met with Mini Games chief Ben Babauta and former rep Marco Peter to show off the plans for the courts. The hotel here is currently under renovation. The initial phase of that should be done by early next year. Plan calls for up to 6 courts on the beach. Players coming in should appreciate the nice, white, and cool sand that's here in the CNMI. Dark sand can get really hot during competition, requiring it to be watered down or players to wear sand socks. That won't be necessary here.
This sand here, for him, as his unofficial opinion, the sand is great. Really? He said depends on who they send in. Normally when they put on these events for FIVB, you actually have to send a sample of the sand to their laboratory in Rhode Island.
Babauta says that although players may come a bit early to practice next summer, nothing official will happen until they open up the housing, and he expects that to be at Grand Rio.
Nothing happens until we open up also the venue in terms of the hotel. The hotel starts on the 15th.
Oh, I see.
So they could be here, but they're on their own.
Yeah.
Local players expected to battle for a spot in the games include Logan Mister and Andrew Johnson. Mister currently attending University of Hawaii. He has been getting in some beach touches and practice at Queens Beach in Waikiki and will reportedly train with the UH indoor volleyball team. Andrew Johnson, also a top local player, recently graduated from Cal Poly San Luis Obispo and is playing tournaments in California. Tice Mister could also be in the mix. He played alongside his son Logan in Samoa in the last Pacific Games. Tyler Wilsey, Jacoby Wingfield, and Mark McDonald also could be contenders. For the ladies, currently wide open, Kathy Wingfield will have a baby next month and is expected to be back in action by next summer. Who she plays alongside with, up in the air. Mini games won't be held just in Saipan. Triathlon is scheduled to be held in Rota, and beach volleyball will have some of the competition in Tinian.
Over on Guam, one senator raises concerns on the expenses of the governor's security detail. A similar situation also happening right now in the CNMI. KUAM reports.
Half-a-day CNMI, here's what's making news on Guam. The governor should cut the cost of her executive security detail so GPD has more money for its budget. That's what Senator Jim Moylan says after reviewing the recent costs for protecting the executive branch leadership. He says in her first year, Governor Lulian Guerrero reduced expenditures by $170,000 over her predecessors, but then her security costs rose last year by 86% to more than $2.1 million, or nearly 6% of GPD's total budget. Here is the senator.
I'm not saying that the security should not be provided to the governor, the executive branch, no matter who it is, but it should be budgeted in the line items so the legislature can provide the money, the resources necessary so the GPD can perform their functions for the rest of the community.
Adelup defended the cost, saying the increase is a result of the pandemic response activities and the associated special pay, differential pay, and hazardous pay, which affected both regular and OT for the police officers who provide security. Adelup was also critical of the senator, saying that Jim Moylan is taking the numbers out of context.
It sounds like you're not being too prudent at all, right? And if you're wanting to say it's due to the pandemic, well, then help the department out, Governor. Give that department the money they need. Stop taking it out of their budget.
Moylan's bill would require a budget for executive security be included in GPD's annual spending plan submission. It would also require quarterly reporting of security detail expenditures. Our prison system will be presenting its master plan to the governor on Wednesday. In February, a contract was awarded to Information to Energy to complete a plan which included DOC recently touring 2 off-island corrections facilities to view their design and operations. Here's agency spokesman Major Anton Uggen.
After that, we have to work on the architectural services. I know in the budget bill, they did put some money away for DOC. I think it's $5 million. In the budget bill for us to work on this project. So, I'm confident we're going to keep moving it forward. It's taking some time, but we just got to keep doing it day by day.
He says it's an 80-year master plan, with DOC planning to start with constructing a 600-bed facility with expanding to 2,000 beds. The new prison would be built on DOC existing footprint. And an engineering company is here to assess our island's bridges. The company under contract is part of a stewardship agreement between the local government and feds. DPW's Linda Ibanez says the link assessments begin on the 23rd of this month and should take a little less than a week.
They submit their assessments and their reports and projects and what is the priority in the bridge for the local, which is us, to address immediate repairs or rehabilitation. They would provide that, and then DPW will go through the priority list to address.
The review is done after every 2 years, and after a completion of those reviews, DPW should receive full reports on the team's findings after a month. Check out KUM.com for the very latest.
Thank you. Coming up, KSPN2 Sports. Time to get excited. If that's what you like to do, go ahead.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live. Buenas sports fans. Bueno, sports fans, it was Charles Dickens who wrote the book titled A Tale of Two Cities. Well, the name of this story is A Tale of Two Halves. Sunday afternoon in the Premier League, U18 down 1-0 to MP United. After that set piece, they were still down by 1 to Cristinzo and MP. Alan Hinson starts the midfield attack. Nick Holt to Blake Mister. He connects on his second goal of the game. It was 2-0 MPU. Meanwhile, U18 star striker Caden Church awaiting his time to get into the game. John Pacaya with the steal, and then that results in a quick shot, but an easy stop for Merrick Tovis.
Why not, John? Why not? Get after it.
Another corner try for the Nationals. Chris comes out and snatches the ball out of harm's way. Allen, the two-hand shove on Brian Lubau. That's a foul. And a free kick for Marcus Tovis. He sends the ball to the center. No teammates were there. It was intercepted. Another thrust stopped in its track. The Nationals unable to muster a score. Scary moment. Aninzo and Takaborja collide just outside the box. He ain't heavy. He's my brother. End of the first half, still 2-0. Richard Steele leads Caden Church, but he's whistled offside. National still trying to break that goose egg. Steele to Church. Oh, smothered by him. Tovis gets the ball to Church in the box where he's triple teamed and stopped again. The first half ends with MPU leading 2-0. Second half, same teams, different results. Caden Church scored 4 goals in the first 17 minutes after intermission. Richard Steele added a late goal while the Nationals defense shut out MPU. Final score, U18 Nationals 5, MP United 2. You know, thanks to freedom of choice, you are free to get excited about anything that you like to get excited about. And if that includes girls' high school volleyball, well, go ahead, get excited. Tuesday's action in the high school girls volleyball league, Saipan Southern won in the house. MHS 3 successfully defended their home court in the first set 25-12. Coach Sean Davis coaching and teaching the Southern team at the same time. Point for the Manta Rays, much to the consternation of the Dolphins. The power slam off the back rope, point. Saipan Southern. After a long rally, Saipan Southern successfully goes deep for a point. SSHS 2 wins the second set 25-12, plus they won the screaming contest. Third and decisive third set, MHS 3 with the steady hand. They win this one 15-9 for the game. Meanwhile, next court, Mount Carmel 1 versus Mount Carmel 2. Service winner for the ones. The twos had all kinds of trouble handling the serves, and just like that, it was 7-zip for MCS 1, and they weren't even sweating yet. That winner gave them a 10-2 lead in the first set. The twos needed great shots to get their points. That qualifies. But whose side was Lady Luck on? That's always a great question. More importantly, though, which side does the score favor? MCS 1. Second set, more of the same. The Knights were dominating the Knights at the net. Everything going their way. Got to hand them that. And it's MCS 1 over MCS 2 in straight sets.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com. Hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online, and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735.
Enjoy September with our Smoothie of the Month, specially priced at $5.50. Blueberry meets mango, and the results are healthy and delicious. Bananas and strawberries are also joining the party along with cinnamon and granola. It's the Smoothie of the Month at Gold's Gym, specially priced at $5.50. Fast food that's good for you too. Gold's Gym, you're a fan. All right, for you people out there that thought this was the hottest day of the year, you were right. The high was 92. That ties the highest temperature we've seen this year. And the heat index, 111. That's the threshold for a heat advisory, by the way, and that is the highest we've seen this year. The low 79, humidity 75% tomorrow and Friday. Now we're going to get cooling weather because we've got more clouds and rain coming in from north of Chuk. There's a disturbed weather pattern that is coming into our region Thursday and Friday. Seas are 5 to 8 feet out there. Sunrise at 6 past 6. High tide tomorrow morning, and then the low tide is tomorrow afternoon. Sunset at 6:11. What great sunsets we've been getting this month, thanks to the calm seas. All right, that does it for Wednesday's news, sports, and weather. Thank you for watching. See you back here on Friday.